Think we're good to go ahead and start here. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. I'm not a professor, but you can call me Nap. And welcome on in. Hope everybody's having a good Wednesday. Hope you're having a good week so far. We're midway through the week now. And yeah, I'm trying to think. Not much to really. Trying to think. Not much has really happened for me personally. Since our last stream on Sunday. We had a fun time researching, oh my god, I'm blanking on his name already. That's the problem. You research so many of these guys and you just eventually, like, all the names and all the things blend together. But he was basically, he was an inventor of a prank object, and it turns out he had a... God, I'm blanking on his name already. Hold on. Wait, I have his... If I see his name, I'll remember it. Hold on. Oh my god, what was his name? Albert. It was Albert Hayslip. That was his name. Jesus. Took me a while. I had to like look up one of the things that we downloaded last time. But yeah, he was the inventor of a prank toy. And it turns out the guy was a prominent inventor. He invented several like things related to like fishing and camping, electric razors, and like all kinds of crazy stuff. He was a really, really cool and interesting guy. Never married, but he seemed to dedicate his life to his work. He was a real estate guy for the most part. And then, like, as a side thing, he was doing these cool inventions. Some of them even ending up in, like, newspapers. We found one article talking about, like, how he ended up on TV, like, promoting one of his new things. It was really cool. Oh, and he was also, like, in the 20s, he was, like, a stunt driver. Which is just really cool. And really fun. Yeah, and we're going to be doing another one today. We'll get to that in just a second, where we'll be researching another patent. We'll be researching another patent today, and then our next stream, yeah, probably won't be until Sunday. And for that, it's going to be... That stream on Sunday is going to be my last stream for about a week, because it's Thanksgiving week in America, and I'm going home for Thanksgiving, and so I'm not going to be streaming. I'm going to be hanging out with family. It's actually going to be the first time in a few years that I've been going home for Thanksgiving. In the past few years, it's been where my family comes to me, because I'm kind of I'm the furthest away, and it's just, it was easier, you know, like, financially for them to do that than for me to travel, especially with it being so close to Christmas. Yeah, so yeah, just heads up that Thanksgiving week, or this Sunday, is going to be the last stream until the next Wednesday. Hey Pirate, good evening. Hope you're having a good day. Good to see you. So hold on. Actually, what is the actual like date of that? Let me say an actual date so I don't like confuse people. So like I said, yeah, I'll be streaming this Sunday, but then my next stream won't be until December 3rd. After that. How am I meant to get my history fixed now? I mean, hey, I'm not the only person talking about history on the internet. There are tons. There are tons of people, honestly, probably doing a way better job than I am, talking about history and, you know, maybe not doing necessarily live research, but, like, at least talking about history. I'll recommend a few right now. Defunct Land. He does history of, like, you know, theme parks and stuff like that. Amazing channel. Highly recommend his documentaries. They're super well done and amazingly made. Overly Sarcastic Productions. They do talks on on literature and history, using cool little, like, you know, like little animations, like that are just very charming, and they're really good at explaining things, and they're really funny too. Oversimplified is also a good one for just like kind of general history on like general topics. So there's, that's just a few I know off the top of my head. There's plenty more. And Mini Minute Man. Also highly recommend. Mini Minute Man, he talks about archaeology and like, but also like debunks like dumb archaeological like conspiracy theories and like history conspiracy theories and stuff like that. Super, really fun, really good videos, important videos too. Especially in just this day and age where things on the internet spread so quickly. Oh, you've seen him pirate. Yeah, his debunking ones. Yes, yeah. It's funny. I actually found him before he did those. I think I found his channel when he only had like 2 or 3 videos. When he was doing like awful archaeology is his archaeology series? Like he like he only had like 2 episodes of that, and I found him and I was like, it was my first realization honestly of like somebody being like, like seeing somebody take those topics and be like, oh my god, he did it. He found a way to like make this like interesting and entertaining, like things that I would love to talk about, and he does it in such a good, like, not just comedic way, but also like very good at explaining it. Like, yeah, and his debunking videos, yeah, was how his videos on oh my god, what's his name? I don't even want to say his name because it's like his theories and everything just pissed me off so much. The guy who had the Netflix special, Graham Hancock, that's his name. I kept thinking Grant, and I was like, no, that's not right. Graham Hancock. And his Netflix special, and him debunking all of that was really good. Really, really awesome video series going through that. So yeah, I don't know, watch some of his stuff while I'm gone. You'll definitely be entertained with that. But yeah, going back to this Sunday stream, like I said, it's going to be the last stream for a while. That stream, we're also going to be doing something a little different. Something that I've thought about doing for a while, and I'm going to go ahead and test it out. We're going to be doing a historic house review, specifically through Zillow. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be going on Zillow and going state by state and typing, when you can search on Zillow, you can search by built here, and I'm going to do everything. I'm going to have it set to built before the year 1900, and we're going to see what cool houses we can find and see if any of them have preserved their historic character or if they've been just completely gutted and replaced with millennial gray. And also with that stream, we're also going to be doing bingo with it too. I'm going to have a bingo sheet where for each house we'll have like, we'll reset the sheet after we do each house, and it'll have things like, like open concept, parlor doors, exposed beams, exposed brick, millennial gray, or like all white, like they just painted everything all white. Like completely renovated, like stuff like that, is what I want to like, just to make it more fun. Because honestly, it's something that I do in my free time anyways when I'm bored, is that I'll just like honestly go on Zillow and just like look at the things that I just like look at some of these cool historic houses, and I've found some pretty cool ones. And when I found them, I was like, oh man, I wish I could like share this. And then I realized, oh, maybe I'll stream it. So it'll be a test kind of to like, kind of see how it goes and what we end up doing, and all that fun stuff. So that'll be Sunday, and then like I said, a week break, and then we'll be getting into the holiday season. And a little bit later into the Christmas season, I have an idea of what the streams are going to be. They're not necessarily going to be research streams, but they're going to be stuff that I was doing last year. I did it like 2 or 3 times last year when I was only streaming like once a month, or like twice a month at most. Yeah, so I think with that, I don't think there's any other updates or anything. Let's go ahead and get into what we're going to be reviewing today. So, I I don't want to. We're going back. We did a prank device last time, and we got some pretty cool results. This time, we're getting back into the weird and cursed, and you'll see why as soon as I switch over to our classroom here. Where I honestly I was going through my list of patents I had saved, and I completely forgot about this one, and it is pretty freaking terrifying. So I have to warn you not to scream when you see this. So here we go. 3, 2, 1. God, look at him. That is a face only a mother could love. So yeah, this is an advertising novelty. So yeah, people were supposed to look at this and use it for advertising and think like, oh yes, this will make me buy your product. Staring at this thing. But yeah, it's an advertising novelty from 1924. And it is... God, is it terrifying. And, okay, so the part of the ad here says, what is the best flour for biscuits, bread, cakes? Listen to my conversation. It is. And then this part here, you open it up, and it says the product inside. And it looks like it opens up, and when you because this is flat, and so when you bend the page here, or bend the advertisement like a book almost, it opens up this slot here in the middle so that you can read whatever is being advertised. And just, my God, I maybe it wouldn't actually look like this. Maybe it would be a little bit nicer, more appealing looking. This is just what the the inventor could do. This was his art skill. And so, let's see. So we got a little bit here. And these are, all the different parts. So, you can switch out what it says on the inside there and everything. Looks like a little, stand kind of thing here, possibly. But let's get into the meat and potatoes of this thing. So, we know that this patent was invented by a Jesse A. Armstrong. From Lexington, Kentucky. And it was also... And he was working for specifically the Spotswood Specialty Company. So, let's go ahead and read a little bit more about this and see if we can learn more about how this incredibly cursed object works. Alright, so, be it known that I, Jesse A. Armstrong, a citizen of the United States residing at Lexington in the county of Fayette, and state of Kentucky, have invented certain new and useful improvements in advertising novelties, of which the following is a specification. This invention relates to a novel advertising medium. It is a well-recognized fact that to be of value, an advertising medium must be capable of attracting and holding the attention, as otherwise it is likely to be cast aside and not given consideration. I mean, it definitely grabs attention. It definitely makes you look at it, but I don't know if I want to look more at it, honestly. This is particularly true of mere printed matter, and, on the other hand, where printed matter is associated with some other feature which will attract and hold the attention, it is more than likely that the printed matter will be given due consideration. It is with this in view that printed descriptive or advertising matter is accompanied by illustrations, but even this does not always constitute a satisfactory advertising medium, for the illustrations may or may not be of a character to attract and hold the attention. Again, it definitely attracts attention, but holding it with that thing might be a little might be a little hard. Obviously, an advertising medium embodying features which give the appearance of animation are more certain to attract the attention of the observer, and it is therefore the primary object of the present invention to provide an advertising medium which will embody means for imparting the idea of motion and in a manner to accord with the printed advertising matter embodied in the medium, so that the two will be related and the observer will be influenced to read the printed matter as well as consider the feature which presents a semblance of animation. Legalese to basically just say like, oh, make it look attractive and move and people will like it or read it. Another object of the invention is to provide an advertising medium which may be manufactured at a low cost and which will attract and hold the attention and particularly impress upon the mind of the observer the trade name of the goods or any quality with it is desired to emphasize, or in fact any information concerning the nature or quality of the goods. He doesn't really talk about like what the device does. He's just describing like printed advertising material. In the accompanying drawings, Figure 1 is a front elevation of the advertising medium embodying the invention. Figure 2 is a similar view illustrating the medium partly folded as to the effect, a change in position of the movable parts thereof. 3 is a detailed vertical section view taken on the line 3-3 of Figure 5, looking in the direction indicated by the arrows. Figure 4 is an upper edge view of the advertising medium in its flattened out form. Figure 5 is a similar viewing illustration illustrating the medium partly folded. Figure 6 is a similar view to Figure 1 illustrating the body member of the medium before it has been printed. Figure 7 is a similar view illustrating the other member of the medium, which is to be applied to the body member after the body member has been printed. Huh. Okay, yeah, I mean, this is a really long one for what it is. Alright, now, oh, I forgot to explain. We have our, we also have bingo above me as well, for when we find these things listed above me, we will mark them on our bingo card. So I'm gonna mark, we gotta mark our free spot. We'll see if we can get this one. So I'm hoping, because Lexington, Kentucky is a decent sized city. It's not something huge like, you know, like Chicago or New York or something like that, but it's still a decent sized city. And Armstrong is a fairly common, like, not a super uncommon last name. I'm just hoping that there aren't any other Jesse A. Armstrongs. That's what I'm hoping. And again, unfortunately, we don't know what the A stands for. But I'm hoping we can we'll be able to find him. And we'll have good luck today with that. We'll see. All right. So let's go ahead and jump on in. So let's just Jesse A. And we'll do Armstrong. And we'll do Lexington, Kentucky. And then, so this was filed in 1924. So let's just put 1924. Maybe we'll find a city directory. That's honestly the best thing I'm hoping for, is that we'll find a city directory and we'll be able to figure this out. Okay. Well, we know it's not this one because he was born in 1923. But look at this. Okay, we do have a city directory. That one's from 1927. This one's from 1925. So let's try this one. Again, I am hoping that there are no other Jesse A. Armstrongs living here at the time. Okay, so yeah, Jesse A. Armstrong, salesman, Transylvania something company, package, something parting company. Like, I'm not sure what PTG company is. Now I'm gonna check the next page just to make sure on the previous page there wasn't another. Oh my god, look at that. That's actually really funny. So the person above him is James. So we have both a Jesse and a James Armstrong living in Lexington at the time. We got Team Rocket in Lexington. Okay. So we know, like, almost everything that's here right now is city directories. And we don't know how old he is, but we know he's married. Mamie? Is that how you would say that? Ooh, good thing we didn't do John. Jesse A. Okay. So this might be him. Oh, let me go back here real quick. Okay, no, there's nothing else. Okay. There's all these other ones. Let me check one of these later ones. Okay, 1937, just to make sure that, like, he stays in Kentucky and that he's still married. Oh, Mammy is her... I mean, that's... That's basically... I mean, that's similar. And it's the same address, 339 Blackburn Ave. So 1925 and 1937, they're still living at the same address. Okay, I'm pretty sure we got our guy here. It's just crazy that, like, the only thing that's showing up is, like, city directories. Yeah, again, we know it's not this Jesse A. Armstrong because they're born in 1924. So he's not 1 year old. A 1 year old is not making this. Again, we don't know his birth year, but we know he's married. Okay, what census records do we have? Not Arkansas. Not Texas. Really? Nothing for... Okay, well, hold on. Maybe if I get rid of the A. Jesse Armstrong. I mean, he has to be in the 1930 census. Because he's still living in the same house in 1937. Okay, let's look at this one. And see if this is him. Oh, yep. This is him. Yeah, 3039. This is him. Blackburn. Wow, he lived in, like, the same house. Most of his life, it looks like. Okay. So yeah, I'm pretty confident we got our guy right here. So, let's see. So it says head. He's 43 years old. They have a daughter, Frances, who's 4. They're married. Marriage age 35, 33. So they've been married for 10 years. Birthplace, they're all born in Kentucky. Her mother was from Ireland. And just his father, U.S. Salesman. Specialty company. Is that what it says here for the... Yeah, Spotswood Specialty Company. Okay, this is him. This 100% confirms him that it's him. Okay. Let's go back real quick and let me open this in a new tab so we can use here. So we have a 1940 census, 1900 census. If he's 43 or 45, right? Is he 45 here? Yeah, he's 45. Okay, if he's 45 in 1930, he was born around 1885. So he would technically show up in the He could show up in the 1989 or 1890 census. Because we have a 1900 census here. A lot of these things, though, are with a J. They're showing a J and not a A, which is what he is. So hold on. Okay, let's look at this 1900 census real quick. Age 15. Okay, yeah, that looks about right. Oh, wow. He has a lot of... There's a lot of people living him. Okay, his father is John Armstrong. His mother is Emma Armstrong. Jesse... What, is he the oldest? Children born 6, living 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, he's the oldest. So we got Jesse, Walton, John, Liana, and Emily. So 3 sons, 2 daughters. They have 2 servants. Where does it say they are? Okay, they're still in the same county. They're in the same county as Lexington. But it doesn't say where. 8th Magisterial District. Huh. Okay. So... What does his father do? Oh, look at that. Jeweler. Interesting. Oh, they're renting a house, but he's a jeweler. Interesting. So his father was a jeweler. Whoa, they got married at... Oh, years married 16. Okay. For a second, I thought that said the year, how old they were when they got married, and I was like, oh god, Jesus, 16. But then no, that's years they got married. Okay, his father was born in 1861, mother in 1865. Yeah, so they had Jesse about a year after they got married. Okay. But it doesn't give, like, an address or anything. Even, like a town, like if they're somewhere else in Fayette County. Okay. Let me go back real quick. Is there anything... That looks like pretty much all the same stuff, I think. So that was 1900. That says Jesse Armstrong. Let's see if this makes sense. 24, okay, yeah, sounds about right. Okay. Is that Jesse? That looks like Jerry. No, wait, no, it is Jesse. Those are S's. Okay, he's a boarder in Lexington. Washington Heights? Because it's W Heights. So he's living in a boarding house. He's 24. Born in Kentucky. Occupation. Printer. Printing office. Okay, so he's working in a printing office. It's a little hard to read at first. Okay. Printing office. So he's 20. So his first job looks like he's working in a printing office. Oh, and we can mark a few. What can we mark on our bingo sheet? We can, let's see. We have city directory and more than one census. He wasn't a farmer, and he lived, it looks like, in Lexington possibly his whole life, so he never did any farming stuff. Unrelated job, I'm not 100% sure, because it seems like he was specifically working for this specialty company to make these types of things. Let's see, are there any other ones we can do? He's not single at the time of the patent. He's not an immigrant. Okay. I don't see anything else. So that's what we can do for now. Okay, so we have the 1900, 1910 census and the 1930 census. I think we also have the 1920. Yes, we do. By this point, 1920, he should be married, I think. Right? Yep. They, like, just got married. So he's 35, she's 33. Because in this one... Oh yeah, married age, 35 and 33. They just got married. So they just get married in 1920. Kentucky. Yep. Yeah, same thing, United States, Ireland. He's still working as a printer for the printing company. Which actually, you know what? I would say that actually is related, because he's working with, like, you know, this advertising, like, printed material. So do we have job related to patent on our bingo sheet? The one time we don't have it. Ah, come on. The one time we don't have it in our bingo sheet. Man. But there is a possibility we could get more diagonal, like this diagonal that we have going right now. I think might be our best shot, because there is a possibility he could have more than one patent. There is also a possibility that the patent could be in the newspaper, and we can also find an obituary. So I feel like that's our best shot right now. If we can find those three things, we're golden. All of those are very likely to be possible. And we can get a bingo. We haven't had a bingo in a while. All right. So that's the 1920 census. We have the 1930 census already. Yeah, they have a daughter. Yeah, and it's here that so at some point between 1920 and 1930, he stops working for the printing company and starts working for the specialty company. And it's also I mean, with the fact that he's working for the specialty company makes it kind of more seem like the job, like the patent is his job. So it's definitely related to, like, the patent is definitely related to his job, which again, of course, out of all the times we don't have that option for our bingo sheet. We get that. Also, I just realized I need to put something in the chat real quick. Okay. Okay, let me go ahead and pin that. There we go. That way people come in, they know they can ask questions. Okay. So yeah, we have the 1930 census. Do we have the 1940? Yes, we do. And yeah, it looks like they spelled Jesse differently like every single time in one of these census articles. Okay. So Mammy is, yeah, this is them. Still living at the same place, 1940. Blackburn. Oh wait, what was the 1920 census have? Okay, 1920 is a different address. Jefferson Street, 102 Jefferson Street. But in the this is the 1925 directory. They're at 339 Blackburn. In 1940, they're still there. And okay, salesman printing company. So I think specialty company is just another name for like a printing office or like a printing company. Hold on. Let me Google that real quick. Or maybe he started working for the printing company again. But what's the name of the, hold on, what's the name of the printing company, or the company? Spotswood Specialty Company. I'm just gonna Google that real quick and just see if anything... See if anything comes up. Oh god, what the hell? There is a company that's... Hold on. Oh, wait, University of Kentucky. Oh! Oh my god! Holy crap, okay, hold on, this is from... I found a thing from University of Kentucky. Spotswood Specialty Company, Incorporated, original advertising novelties, 222 Jefferson, exterior group. That's the company. He's probably one of the guys in this photo. Wow, this is a good high quality photo. Wow, for that far away? That's a good high quality photo. Wow. You can actually like kind of make out the details of everybody's face. So he is one of the guys. He's a salesman. He'd be... How old would he be? This is from 1932. So he would be almost 50. He'd be in his late 40s. So he's not these guys. These are all pretty young. Could be him. Could be him. Honestly, I feel like that has to be him. Because, I mean, okay, this guy right here is clearly the owner. And we know he's not the owner because he's, it would say proprietor next to his name. He's a salesman. And it's majority women. These are all, like, you know, women who work. And they clearly did not tell them when they were going to take the photo because, like, nobody looks ready and people are looking around, people are talking, like... So, I mean, because these guys all look pretty young. These guys look pretty young. He looks pretty young. I think it's him. If I had to bet, I think it's him. I think it's could it be that guy maybe? I don't know. He still looks pretty young too, but no, he looks like he could be almost 50. Just double check. Yeah, there aren't any other guys. It's majority women. A lot of women. Okay, what is this collection a part of? University of Kentucky images. Yeah, but what collection is it part of? Collection Lafayette Studios photographs. Okay, so this is like the photo studio. So it's a collection of the photo studio. So that's why they have it. And so if he's still here, I'm assuming, yeah, like I'm assuming he's still there at this, like I'm assuming that the printing company that they're referring to here is this same company. I don't think he switched. It's weird that the guy who owns it, like, he looks like the way that he's dressing here, he looks like somebody from, like, he's still dressing like it's, you know, like 1900 and it's 1932. He's not dressed like you would picture like a fancy person from 1932. He looks more like Victorian almost. And yeah, Spotswood Specialty Company. Original advertising novelties. Wow. Hold on. I'm curious. Hold on, I'm just gonna... Hold on. I want to say... Oh, no, damn it, I accidentally... Hold on, I accidentally closed it. Let me pull it back up again. Okay. I want to see... if they have anything more. Spotswood Specialty Company. How many things? 1 out of 20. Okay, these are people. Oh, Spotswood Specialty Company Incorporated. Interior with staff. 1930. So yeah, we know he was still working there. So this is also... Wow, look at that. This is... They're putting together... Like, those look like... Are they paint? It looks like they're, like, painting. This is, like, the working area. God, this... Those chairs look so uncomfortable. And they're sitting in these chairs doing this for, like, hours. You know they're doing this for hours. They got bottles, looks like Coca-Cola on the desk. Yeah, they're either like assembling or like... I mean, some of them are probably doing different things, but it's a little hard to tell what exactly it is they're making. But yeah, it looks like some sort of like just interesting advertising thing. Okay, what else do they have? Okay, here's another photo from that same group. I think a different angle. Giving the side high. I see she's smiling for the camera. I wonder what they were taking these photos for. Maybe for like some sort of like special like promotional thing? I mean, they are an advertising company, so maybe they're doing their own advertisement. Okay, so... Yeah, there's another one. There's a lot. Oh my god, this is awesome. Wow, yeah, look at all these photos. Oh, this is awesome. Okay. We hit a gold mine. Oh yeah, printing presses. Oh, whoa, I actually kind of... Okay, yeah, these guys are working on the printing presses. And again, he's a salesman, so he wouldn't be in here. So maybe that isn't him. Because... Where is it? It's this one, right? Yeah. Because he... Maybe he just wasn't here for that photo that day. Because the... Let's see. What was the photo I was... No, that's a younger guy. Is that? Wait, okay, that guy is... No. Is that guy? It's a little... It's hard to tell. That guy is... I think that's that guy. I think that's him. But maybe we'll... Okay, I saw there were other photos, so that's the manufacturing room. This is a wider shot of it. Wow, this is, yeah, where they... So it looks like they're advertising... Is that a gun? They made a gun advertisement. That's what it is. It's a gun. It, like, opens up. Like it's firing. It's a little hard to tell exactly how it works, but yeah, that's a gun. It's a gun card. Can't get more American than that. Wow, okay. Okay, this is an office. This... Okay. Hold on. Does it say... Is there any information... Charles University... Okay, there's no... They have the, like, more metadata for this? No, it doesn't. Okay. Dang, they don't really have metadata on, like... I mean, we know the date it was taken, and where it was taken, but, okay. This guy right here, he's the owner guy, right? Yeah, that's the owner guy in the center there. So if he's the owner, that could be him. He looks like a salesman. Because it specifically says that he's a salesman. He's not, like, in the printer, like, doing printing stuff at this point. In 1930. He's a... Actually, wait, hold on. Let me double check. In 1931... Yeah, he is a salesman. So this, yeah, this 1930... Because this is the 1930 census, and these photos were all taken in 1930. So he is definitely working here when these photos are taken. And yeah, he'd be like in his mid-40s. Actually, no, it says in the thing, right? No, wait, yeah, he's 45. That could be him. He looks maybe a little older than 45, but I mean, it's 1930. People age differently. So that could be him. If we can find another photo of him, like maybe like in a newspaper or something, that 100% says like, yes, this is him. Like, and we can compare it. Could make it work. Okay, this is a reception area. Let's see, maybe there's somebody in here that might look like him. Oh, okay. It's a reception area. So actually, because that's not the same guy, right? Polka dot bow tie. No, okay, that's a different guy. Actually, maybe this. We don't know. Basically, what I'm saying is that we don't know exactly who this guy is. He could be any one of these guys in the, like, sales office, but this... I think it's more likely... He looks a little bit younger than this guy. He looks a little bit younger. He's in the reception area. Interior with staff, reception area. It would make sense for a salesman to be, like, in the reception area. Hold on, wait, did this one... Okay, no, this also says reception area. Okay, so that doesn't really narrow it down. Spotswood Specialty Company Incorporated interior display booth at Expo. 2 men standing in the booth. Hold on, okay. It would make sense again for a salesman to go to the Expo. Okay. This is 1938. This is 8 years later. That's the guy we saw before with the glasses. Is that... Is that guy? No. No, he looks older here. This is from 1930. Than this one. This is 1938. Oh, wait, hold on. Do they have... Oh my god, if they have... Oh, we can't see what things they have down here in terms of the advertising stuff. Oh, but if they had... God dang. The business with a message displayed in this space. That's pretty... I feel like for 1938, that's pretty risque. Okay, we have ads starting soon. So I'll pause real quick, like looking at this stuff. Because this is awesome. I honestly, at first, because of how quickly we found like him and that like it was going by really fast, I thought, oh no, we might not have enough material to make it like the full 3 hours, but this in itself is awesome. Okay, yeah, so I'm gonna stop looking. And just wait for the ads to finish. Then when the ads finish, we'll continue. I think that's him, because 1938, he would be 50 almost? He'd be 53. I think this is him. Alright, I'm gonna have a quick water break while the ads are going. I always like this right here honestly like shows why it's so important for people to digitize, like collect like archives and museums and universities to digitize their collections, because if they had not had these photos digitized, we'd be screwed right now. We would be absolutely screwed right now, and we would be like have no idea that any of this stuff was available. This is really cool. I mean, I also love just like looking at like the old, you know, like just the photos and stuff like that, of just seeing like just looking at the stuff in the background, looking at the technology and the gun advertisement. Very, yeah. Oh, okay. These are the cutout versions. Yeah, so it looks like the gun looks like it's firing. And the firing part is maybe like where you write something or put something on it. God, I feel so... Oh yeah, look, these are all the pieces for like when they're like cutting them and everything. God, I feel... I honestly though, I mean, obviously he's a salesman, our guy, so he's not, you know, doing the grunt work. He probably did originally, because it says in the older census records that he was a printer specifically. Yeah, so he was specifically a printer. So he maybe he started there as a printer and maybe worked his way up to a salesman. Yeah, I just want to find one of, you know, just like some small piece of proof, or like another photo. If we can find another photo of him like in a newspaper or something, we can compare faces and see if we can like figure out if one of these guys is him. All right, looks like ads are done. But yeah, okay, so we got calendars. Calendars obviously make sense for a big thing for an advertising company. Yeah, again, these feel pretty risque. Also, I noticed this too. Lexington Cream Flour. That's the same, like, I don't know if that's a real, like, company, but, like, that's the same thing they use here. Because it says what flour is the best for biscuits and stuff on the card, and inside here, it does say cream. So I don't know if that's, like, a real, like, actual, like, flour, or if, like, that's just what... That's like something they made, a company they made up for like their displays, or like to like advertise their advertisements. Yeah, more of those. A lot of, wow, yeah, a lot. Jesus, this is very, for 1930, that feels very risque. Hey, I mean, like, it's better. I have to say, this is definitely better and more appealing than this. I don't think this is gonna do it compared to this. It looks like a lot of like books. Oh, these look like tearaway calendars right here. Looks like mirrors, more signs, thermometers, a lot of thermometers it looks like. Those look like, those look like some sort of like buttons, maybe? It's hard to tell from here. Some sort of buttons. That's like a inkwell, like for like a pen. For a bank. Oh yeah, for a bank. Cause see, look, that's a bank advertisement right there. And then yeah, then a bunch of stuff on the table. And unfortunately, I mean, a lot of fold out kind of stuff. But God, I wish we could see what they actually are, because like because it's 1930. This is from 1938, so the patent had already been filed at this point and approved a long time ago. Actually, wait, yeah, hold on. The patent's from 1924. Okay, yeah, so he's working there the whole time. I think he works at this company like his whole life, because if he is filing this in 1924, yeah. Yeah, I think he worked there probably his whole life. Yeah, and like I said, I'm pretty sure this guy is him. Does it say where this is? Like what expo? No, it's probably some sort of like... Yeah, manufacturers of original advertising specialties. It could be like some sort of like county fair maybe, or like... Yeah. It's some sort of, yeah, expo or fair. Let's see. Is this the same thing of them, like, sitting? Oh, yep, it's the same thing, but they're sitting. They don't smile. I feel like even by, like, the 1930s, people knew that you could, like, it looks better to smile. Or maybe they want to look more professional, I guess. Like, they're waiting for people to show up. Okay, yeah, that's the photo we already saw. Is this the same one? Hold on. Or is it like they took multiple photos? That's one we already saw, because she's still turned and looking. So is this one different? Oh no, I think they just he took them like literally like simultaneously because like that one she's looking, but this woman that she's talking to is looking down more. Spotswood Hotel. No. Main alley. (1920, 1921). GSO newsletter. Central Kentucky in 1939. Josephine Clay papers. Hold on, wait. Can I do it by like what's like things available online? No. Okay. Music collections, University Senate meetings. Press. I think these are just like, I think these are just like, it found it in like transcripts. Hold on, what's this? University of Kentucky. Publisher University format. I don't know why Spotswood is. Oh wait. Oh, hold on. Also Spotwood. Oh yeah, this is them. It's an advertisement for them. The House of Spotswood is pulling for every play to click. Spotswood Advertising has clicked for the past 54 years. Spotswood Specialty Company, manufacturer of advertising specialties, calendars, toys, and games. When's this from? 1949. So they've been around. Yeah, this is their 54th year in 1949. Then they were founded in 1895. Wow. Okay. I think that's it though in terms of like the photos. Because hold on. Because that's really what I want to see. Yeah, football programs, city directories, Lafayette Studios photographs. Yeah, these are all the ones we've already seen. Yeah. Okay. But still, that's awesome that we have all of these photos of where he worked from the time that he was working there. And he is, like I said, he's probably one of the guys in those photos. We just don't know. Okay, so he is in the 1940 census. Is there a 1950 census? I don't see a 1950 census. So unfortunately, he might not be alive by 1950. Okay. I mean, we do have a death record possibly here, so next thing I want to look at, so we have the city directory. A lot of these are newspaper things. Let's look at this World War I registration card. Let's see. So this would be, he would be, how old would he be? 34, okay. Yeah, this is right, July 16, 1884, yep, that's him. Jesse Armstrong, 102 Jefferson Street, Lexington, Kentucky. Printer. Okay, this is, okay, no, he's working for a different printing company here. Transylvanic Printing Company. And then, yeah, his wife here and everything. Wait. When did him and his wife get married? Hold on. What's his... hold on. May McGurney Armstrong. Was he married twice? I mean, May could possibly be the same person, but... But it says in the other thing that they... I mean, married... It doesn't... This one doesn't say what year they got married, but the 1930? Yeah, this one says they got married when they were 35 and 33. So maybe he was married before. Also, this, yeah, city directory says that he's working for the Transylvania Printing Company in 1925. But this... Advertising novelty. Maybe he was just doing this because it doesn't say, because this isn't obviously the Transylvania Printing Company. Maybe he was doing like side work for them? I don't know. Or maybe they're the same thing? Hold on. Oh, wait, I can't remember. They spell Transylvania? Okay. There's a way to college. Transylvania College. This is all college stuff. It's all images. Hold on. What if I change it to Pennsylvania? Oh. Printing. Nothing. Okay, so likely. Hold on. What if I just search printing? Oh, it's probably going to be like so many things. Some machinery shop. Hurst and Friars Printing Company. Lexington Views, Aerial View. No. Interesting that none of the this is interesting that like the Spotsylvania stuff. Oh no, because it's called the Spotsylvania Specialty Company. That's why it doesn't come up when you search printing. Okay. I think at some point he changes. Oh, we do have a bunch of city directories. Okay, we'll do that in a little bit. We'll look at all the city directories and see if we can figure out if he like actually like switched. But yeah, look at the. I think he was married to somebody else. I think he had a second marriage. We don't know yet, but we'll see. So that's, yeah, because that's his World War One card and his World War II card. So his World War II card, we know, but he's living past 1940. Yeah, July 16, 1884. He's 57 years old. Maybe not just a person who will know your address. Merchants Industries, Inc. Bellefontaine, Ohio. Name of person who will know your address. John McGarvey. They're in Henry Streets, Lexington, Kentucky. Okay, he's still living in Lexington, but he's working for a different company in 1943. Merchants Industries. July 16th, 1884. And he's still living at that same address. 339 Blackburn. He lived like in the same place his entire life. Blue eyes, brown hair, 5'5". Oh, he's kind of short. Hold on. If he's 5'5", they're both the same height. I was hoping that there would maybe be like a super like obvious like height difference between the two of them. And yeah, here he's sitting down, so it's like hard to tell. Yeah, because that's definitely not the same guy. This is a completely different person, I think. But it is also possible because this is 1938. We don't know when he switched jobs. Because the 1937... Yeah, 1937 directory says, yeah, 339 Blackburn Avenue. It just says salesman. We don't know where. Also, Mammy, like, is listed there, but... And in the 1940 census. But why isn't she listed as his... He's not listed as, like, name of person. So maybe something happened between 19... Wait, because when was this signed? 1942. Okay, we also have a lot of newspapers. And again, a lot of these say Jesse J. This is Mr. J.A. Armstrong. Let's look at this one real quick. Let's look at this Find a Grave and see if it's the right person. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is right. July 16th, 1884, that's him. Okay, hold on, let's pull up his entry in here. So there's no picture of his actual grave. But he does have it. Cavalry Cemetery, Lexington, Kentucky. 62 years old. Okay, so he wasn't that old. Yeah, this is him. Age of death, 62. Occupation, salesman. Son of Emma Lee Hall and John Armstrong. Husband to Mamie McGarvey Armstrong. Burial December 7th, 1946. Yeah, their daughter isn't listed here. Actually, wait, when was their daughter born? Daughter was born in 1926, so she could. I mean, it's not. She could possibly still be alive. She'd be 99 years old, but she could still be alive. It's not impossible. Also, hold on, I just realized something. McGarvey is her maiden name. And the name on this World War I draft registration, McGarvey, and it says wife. So, and this is from 1918. This is way before. Because this is saying they just got married. I mean, it could easily be wrong. They could have been married longer and they just, you know, put the wrong date or put the wrong age down. Because the census says that they're not going to get married until 3 years after this date. But he's already... But according to this, they're already married. So maybe they did get married sometime between like 1900 and 1918? Okay. Hold on. Okay. The other thing I want to look at now is that death record. Let's see. Because, hold on. Because does this say... Yeah, this says Jesse J. Armstrong. Jesse Joseph. So... But it's the same guy. It's the same birth date. Because his... What is his World War II draft card? Does it have a middle name? No. This doesn't have a middle name. His World War I card doesn't have a middle name. So I don't know. Yeah, because all these other things say A. Everything else says A, but apparently his middle name was actually Joseph? Like this? Yeah, Jesse Joseph Armstrong. Or that's a mistake. And because of that, it ended up on his grave. But I feel like his wife would have caught it, because his wife was still around. Kentucky, 339 Blackburn Avenue. Married, yeah. Birthday to see July 16, 1984. Age 62. Salesman. Father, John Armstrong, Emma Hall. Informant's own signature. Yeah, so his wife is signing this. Calvary Cemetery. God, it's kind of chicken scratch. December 5th, 1946. Okay, so yeah, it was just a natural, not an accident, suicide, or homicide. So it's some sort of... something... Yeah, unfortunately, I can't tell what that says. It's out of focus. It's like, it's chicken scratch. Unfortunately, it is definitely chicken scratch. Okay. So now that we have that, let's. Okay, and then we also do have all the census records. Okay, now this is him. We now know that this is him. Is there anything in the gallery? No. Oh, Francis. Okay, Francis passed away in 2012. Okay, so yeah, we have, these are all the census records that we have. Kentucky death record. Okay, this is all kind of stuff that we already have. Yeah, I want to figure out when he switched jobs. Okay, this one just, again, just says salesman. 1927? Because this one will still say... No, again, yeah, this one just says salesman. Doesn't say specifically where. Directories, specifically from Lexington. Okay. Because which one is the one that says specifically where when he works there? The 1925 one. And we know by 1930 he's definitely working there. So this 1935 one. Yeah, still just a salesman. Yeah, this one's from 1921. Manufacturer's agents. Okay, that's different. And this is, yeah, this is still Lexington. 1921. Yeah, I mean, this could be him. Pretty sure this is him, actually. Ingalls Building. 1912? Hold on. This is 1912. Pressman. And look, it says he's married to Mammy. And this is 1912. This is only... This is only what, like... Oh, whoops. Hold on. Sorry about that. My tab freaked out while I was working on it. Okay. the 1910 census, he's living as a boarder. So, and he's 19. So, or no, sorry, he's 24. He's 24. So he got married. Yeah, he's more in his mid-20s. That's so weird that they said that they got the year wrong on that. But I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense. Because these things aren't the most accurate sometimes. Yeah, does the 1940 directory say where he worked? I just wanted like a company name, not just salesman. Nope, still salesman. Okay, I don't think this is gonna work. Okay, wait, 1945. Where is he? Ah. Yeah, same house. They lived in that same house their entire life. Their whole life in that same house. Wow. Okay, wait, here's one from 1911. Is he married? Yeah, he's married. So this is 1911, so yeah, so like a year after that census. Where's the other one? Wow. That's the earliest one I think that we got. Yeah. Okay. I want to look up birth, marriage, death. Just the obituary stuff. What if I change it to like state? There's a little bit more. Marriage 1908. Nope, doesn't send to him. Now we know. 1884. We don't know what year specifically he got married. I'll just put Kentucky. I mean, and also it doesn't help that there's like multiple different, they spell his wife's name different so many different times. Which does not help in the slightest. Yeah, it's mostly, it's all stuff that we've already seen. Mostly city directories. Hold on. Do we have anything else for Mammy in 1940? No, it's all stuff just related to him. Stuff that we already found him in. Let me try... Mamie? Yeah, it's not the marriage one, because we already have that. We already saw that. Let's see. Hello, Aeon. Welcome on in. Good to see ya. You caught us in the middle of researching something very interesting. That's the only way I can describe it. And it is this. This cursed advertising. Created by a guy named Jesse Armstrong from Lexington, Kentucky, who is working for the Spotswood Specialty Company, which is an specialty advertising company in Lexington. And he apparently designed this to make it be appealing to, because, you know, if you saw this on an advertisement, you'd want to pick that up and look at it, right? Exactly, yes, that is certainly, it is an image. This is definitely an image. But what's crazy is that we found out that the University of Kentucky has a photo collection from a specific photographer from Kentucky, from Lexington, and he had pictures of this company from this time period. Spotswood Specialty Company, 1932. And this is a photo of everybody who was working there. But unfortunately, I don't think he's in this image because it's from 1932 and he would be like late 40s. And the only guys in here... And he was a salesman. He wasn't a printer. These guys are all like the printers, like working in the print shop part. And I don't think it's this guy because I think this guy is the owner. Because that's the most owner-looking, you know, business owner person like I've ever seen. But then we have these two other photos. Like I said, he was a salesman. And the only other guys we see working in this building, because this is still the same company. We have this guy here. And we have this guy. And it's possible that he could be one of these two people. It's possible he's one of these two people. It's also a possibility that he could be this guy, too. This was from a... Like, apparently they did a display at, like, an expo, and he was there. Or I could be completely wrong and this could be him. But who knows? We need to find... The only way we'd be able to know 100% for sure who is if we find another picture of him, like in a newspaper, and we can like cross-reference it. But who knows? All right. So, the next thing I want to see... he was too old to serve in any of the wars, but I'll double check. I'll double check Fold 3 and just see if there's anything there possibly for him. And I'm just going to put Jesse Armstrong because it's a little unclear what his middle name was. some records show his middle name starting with a with an A, and his death record and his gravestone say his middle name was Joseph. Okay, we want let's do, okay, United States specifically. Where's Kentucky? Ah, Kentucky. Okay. Let's see. No, 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 no. No. Nope. 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 No. None of those are him. Wait, why is it not? Okay, there we go. Just so that narrows it down so that it's just that. Jesse P. Armstrong. No, we know that's not him. This is the one we already found. That's the War of 1812, and I don't think Jesse's old enough to have fought in the War of 1812. Okay, that's him again that we already found. Yeah, okay. That's it. So yeah, so unfortunately nothing from Fold 3. Let me pull up family search. Okay. Fortunately, again, his name is kind of common. Okay, let's see if I can find anything. Aha. Okay, here's his family search profile. Yeah, this is him. Yeah, and his wife, Mamie. Only 7 sources. I think this is all going to be stuff we already have. Yep. It's all stuff we already know. What about his wife? Anything else for... Okay, hold on. What are her sources? Okay, we have her 1900-1910 census record. And then, yeah, her death in 1959. Yeah, widow. Oh wow, she was working as a housekeeper. Full name of hospital or institution. Date of birth, February 22nd, 1887, 72 years of age. April 12th, Mother Nathan's name. Does it have her address? 1732 Hatteras Drive. Oh, it looks like she was living in the hospital. There's whole name of the hospital or institution. If not a hospital or institution, give street address. Oh, okay, she died in her home. That's what they're saying. interval between onset and death. Okay, from a hemorrhage. Cerebrovascular hemorrhage. So brain hemorrhage is what it sounds like. Just judging by that name. Cerebrovascular. Okay. So then... Oh, wait, hold on. I haven't looked at my bingo sheet in a while. Wow, we really don't have a lot. He's not a veteran. He's not single. He's not widowed or divorced because he died first. He's not an immigrant. Okay, we do have a death certificate. We don't have an obituary yet. He did have kids. We have draft card. I think after this, okay, next thing I think we'll check, we'll see if any of these houses that he lived at still exist. Because like I said, he lived in that same house for like 30 years. Okay. So... I'm hoping... After we do the house research, I'm hoping that there's actually a possibility that he did have more than one patent to his name, which seems very likely considering how long he worked for some of these places. I'm hoping that we can find the patent referenced in a newspaper, and I'm pretty sure we can find his obituary. If we can find all of those things, we can get a bingo. I think that's our only shot this time of getting a bingo. So... let's go ahead. Let's go ahead then. I'm going to pull up Google Maps. We're going to go to Lexington, Kentucky. Okay, first address that we have. From one of these city directories. Let's see. Yeah, the details are kind of sparse with this one. We know some good general stuff, but we don't really know that many specific. I think once we get into the newspapers, that's kind of when that always ends, is when we get into the newspapers. We tend to get more details specifically about the person. Okay, no, wait, that's the same house. Uh, 1920, okay, that says 102 Jefferson Street. Yeah, 102 Jefferson Street. Okay, that's also in the World War I record. And this says 228 Lexington Avenue. Okay, so let's do this one first. That's the earliest record we have for a house. Okay. Here we go. 228 Lexington Avenue. That's... Where is that located? Oh wow, that's like right... Almost like right in the center. This one is from... This one was from 1912, right? Or 1911? Yeah. I can't... Okay, yeah, this is from 1911. That building... I don't know. That looks more modern. I think that looks more modern than 1911. Yeah. yeah, I don't think that's it. But there is our next house is 102 Jefferson Street. So let's try that. 102 Jefferson Street. Does not look like... Nope. That is a... yeah, child care facility. So that is definitely not from 1917. Hold on, was there... I want to make sure there wasn't like a different... Okay, it's not north or south, it's just 102 Jefferson Street. Okay. And then... okay, was that... there's 102... and then after that, I think it is like the... yeah, 339 Blackburn. Okay, so we have one more chance here. This house, I think, actually might still exist because it was still around in the 40s. Like, that has a pretty high chance, I feel like, of it still being around. So, okay, 339 Blackburn Avenue. The only thing I feel like that, unless it was taken out by, like, a freeway, and it's, like, right near, like, or it's near, like, the center of town. 339 Blackburn Avenue. 339 Blackburn Avenue. Let's see. Oh, no. Really? Oh, no. Completely just... oh. That was like new construction. Hold on. Hold on. What if we go back? Okay, the farthest we can go back is 2012, and yeah, look, there's nothing. It was yeah, I mean, look, there's a little sidewalk right there. There were houses here. But unfortunately, yeah. Wow, that sucks. All of their houses are gone. I thought we had a pretty good chance with this one. Dang it. Okay. So because the house doesn't exist anymore, let's see if we can find it. Let's see if we can find it on a Sanborn map. Yeah, exactly, Aeon. It's... we're like just out of reach of some of this stuff. Okay. Okay, so I'll pull up... I'm hoping, because Lexington is a major city, but there's probably going to be a lot of places for this. Let's see. Okay. Okay, so where is this in terms of like Lexington, like general? Okay, so it's north of like downtown Lexington. I'm assuming this is downtown? Well, that's University of Kentucky. Park South Hill. It looks like the center of Lexington is mostly the university. I can't really tell. Oh wow, they got the Mary... Is Mary Todd Lincoln from... Is Mary Todd Lincoln from... I guess is she from Lexington? I mean, technically... Oh yeah, she was born in Lexington. Look at that. Huh. Okay. We do have ads starting soon. So I'll get like the Sanborn stuff like set up. I'll look for the right one, but I won't actually start like looking until the ads are done. So yeah, we'll have ads starting soon. So let's go ahead and have a water break, and maybe just like stand up and stretch my legs real quick while that's going. Okay. Okay. Okay, so let me figure out. So we know it's there in like the 20s and 30s. The earliest thing we specifically have for it is 1925. So honestly, anytime between 1925 and 1946, we should be able to find it. It doesn't really matter. Okay. I think I found one. Okay, let me get this ready real quick, because we're going to have to find on the map specifically. Oh wow, okay. Hold on. Is there... Index... Oh, actually, wait, hold on. I'll put this in so that way you guys can see what I'm actually doing. Broad, Boone, Booker, Bond, Blackburn Avenue, 300 through 375. 205. Wait. Oh, wait, is it not? Is this just volume 1? Oh, shoot. It doesn't... Yeah, because this is like 200... Hold on. Yeah, this doesn't go up. Oh, wait. Oh, wait, maybe it does. Hold on. What was it again? I forgot which... I forgot what the number was. Blackburn. Blackburn, 205. Okay. So, okay, we want to look for 205. 220, 202, 215, 210, 207, 2008, 2006, 205. Don't see Blackburn specifically listed here? Oh, there it is. Blackburn. Okay. So 205. I think I'm just going to pick a random number here and just kind of see where we need to go. All right, yeah, and the ads are done, so we're good then. What number is this? Okay, that's 45. Let's hope this works. Come on, please load. Don't fail on me now, please. Okay, 220, so we want 15. So 59. There we go. Okay. 200. Okay, Blackburn. 2nd Street, Todd, Ballard, Short. Blackburn. Okay, 339. Boom, there it is. Look at that. Hold on, we can rotate this. Yeah. Look at that. 339. Just a kind of a simple dwelling, honestly. Nothing big, nothing fancy. Looks like just one story. Hold on, I want to see if we go back to here. 321 and 317. Yeah, these ones. Wow, okay, yeah, so all of these, everything this way, this whole block has been taken out. Yeah, these are just like simple, like tiny working class dwellings. Oh wait, that's the wrong side of the street. They're very charming. I like them. They're very Victorian. Come on, let me change the date so we can actually see this house. Oh look, wait. There. Oh wow. Oh wow, look at that. That's what it used to. Yeah, I definitely needed another paint job. But hey, I like that style. Oh, speaking of houses, something that I mentioned at the beginning of stream was that Sunday is going to be a special different type of stream where I'm going to be going through looking for historic houses on Zillow. I'm going to go on Zillow and go kind of state by like random states here and there and look for houses older than 1900 and see if their historic interiors have been preserved or if they've been completely gutted and ruined. And on top of that, we're going to be doing we're going to be doing bingo as well. We're going to be doing bingo for every house that we come across, and the spaces are going to be things like wood beams, exposed brick, pocket doors, like different traits or like different things, or like, you know, traits that they like renovated, like what's it called? If it's like all just like white, like if all the walls have just been painted white, if they've completely gutted all the like the, you know, the walls and made it open concept, like stuff like that. So I think I'm looking forward to it. I think it's gonna be fun because it's something that I've done personally, just like on my own, like when I'm bored. just looking at, you know, like old houses online. Okay. So yeah, honestly, and this looks right in terms of like layout. 1721. Yeah, those look. Yeah, the foundations still look pretty much the same. Huh. All right. Okay, so we got Sanborn map, so I can mark that on our bingo. Boom. Unfortunately, considering he was born in 1885 or 1884, he unfortunately was not alive after 2000. So we're so close to getting a bingo. We were so close to getting a bingo there, but now we're gonna move on to kind of what I consider the main event, which is our newspapers. Okay, so this is going to be difficult because, like I said, his name changes. Like, we don't know what his middle name was because it changes based on, you know, what thing we look at. All the city directories say that his name was J.A. Armstrong, and so does the original. Yeah, so does the original patent too. Oh no, wait, actually there was one other thing I wanted to do before we look at newspapers. And that's to go to Google Patents real quick and see if he made any other patents. So Jesse A. Armstrong. No, wow, that's... Huh. Interesting. I thought maybe he would have had more. What if we just do Jesse Armstrong? Wow, that's it. There have been no other Jesse Armstrongs that have patented anything? That seems unlikely, but you know, okay. All right. Huh, okay, I'm genuinely surprised by that. Okay. Jesse, let's just do Jesse Armstrong first. And we'll do 1884 to 1900. And we'll stick with Lexington, Kentucky. Okay. Okay. He's could be him. Let's see. What is this? Gossip and comment. The following is the program of the entertainment given this morning by Miss Hunter and Alexander. Song. 8 boys and girls. Recitation. Ida Armstrong. Recitation. Leap for life. Jesse Armstrong. The house was crowded. The children did beautifully, especially in the mother-in-law Leap for Life and the medley. Every parent came to the teachers and thanked them for their past year's instruction. Okay, this might be him. Because it's Lexington, and he's, you know, he'd be in school at this time. He'd be 10. Yeah, and he's doing a recitation for Leap for Life. And he gets specifically a little shout out here that the Leap for Life was, like, you know, one of the highlights. Look at that. Already a good speaker. Okay, let's look at this next. Oh wait, this one's from 1891, so actually it might not be him. Okay, this is definitely not him because he would not stab somebody because he's not even 10. That is definitely not here. Okay, and I forgot to sort them by oldest. Okay. This one's 1896. Juvenile trick writer. Lexington has a bicycle prodigy who performs wonderful feats. Lexington has a young bicyclist who, before he is many years older, bids fair to equal the greatest trick riders on the continent. His name is Jesse Armstrong. He is 11 years old and lives with his parents in South Broadway Park. Jesse has had a bicycle only a few months, but in this time he has become so expert in performing difficult feats that he is sure to have a large crowd about him whenever he starts his series of tricks on the street. He stands still, rides backwards with his feet on the saddle, inside the frame, and in almost any position that one could imagine. 11 years old, yeah, he'd be 11, September of... Yeah, because, hold on, his birthday... Yeah, he'd be about 11. Or he, like, just turned 12. I think that's him. The age is right, and that's cool that he was a pro bike rider before BMX, you know? Because, I mean, yeah, this is 1896. Bicycles are brand new. Bicycles are, like, very new, and I don't think these are, like, the big, like, the one wheel, like, the big wheel ones. I don't think. I don't think this is one of those, but yeah. Okay, I'm gonna try Jesse A. Armstrong. Okay, nothing. Jesse J. Armstrong, nothing. J. A. Armstrong. Okay, hold on. This one. What is this for? Colored officers. Entertainment by Lexington and their race. Okay, yeah, that's definitely not him. Okay. As we know, our guy, he was white, so... And yeah, J.A. Armstrong could be any first name. We don't know. We don't know based on this, like, what first name that could actually be. Okay. Okay. Okay, so let's change the years here. 1901. Let's go to 1910. Jesse Armstrong. Okay. Oh wow, they did a lot of stuff in 1902. How many things do we have? 16. Okay. Let's see. Farce at YMCA. Lodgings to Let, an amusing play presented. Lodgings to Let was the name of a farce presented in YMCA hall last night by members George W. Sheffer, Jesse Armstrong, Henry Joyce, John Calvin, and W.T. Robb. The young men showed considerable talent and proved their ability to entertain. Actually, wait, hold on. I want to check something. Let me go back to the 1911 census. Okay, yeah. Okay, so I just want to double check that in the 1911 census, there isn't another Jesse Armstrong living in Lexington at this time. And there isn't. I know there isn't one later, but I just want to make sure that during this early time there wasn't. So yeah, so I think every time we see a name Jesse Armstrong in a Lexington newspaper during this time, that's our guy. The young men showed considerable talent and proved their ability to entertain. Mr. J.H. Murray gave a stump speech and charmed the crowd with his eloquence. Professor G.W.J. Strong, W.T. Robb, assisted by the company, gave a demonstration of the marvelous act of hypnotism, and the liberal applause was evidence of the pleasure of the audience. The next entertainment will be Monday, February 3rd, and will consist of imitations by Mr. Thomas R. Corwine of Covington. Huh. Okay. That's in January of 1902. This next one's April 1902. Gymnastic exhibition. YMCA gives excellent entertainment. Okay, so is he performing? He's doing like... The two clowns, John Calvin and Jesse Armstrong, in their fancy suits, kept the audience laughing all the evening by their funny antics and made a name for themselves as funny men. He was a clown. Dang. I mean, you know, you could almost kind of say, like, something like this is kind of clown-like. I mean, he was an artist, I feel like, working for, like, printing companies. He had to be, like, somewhat of an artist to do stuff like that. And so are they doing, like... Yeah, so they're working, like, doing all these performances at the YMCA. He would be... 1902... He'd be 18. Glee Club concert. The Kentucky University Glee Club. They have a concert in the Opera House last night. The entertainment deserved a large crowd. The impersonation of various characters by Mr. T.T. Roberts was hardly applauded. The tumblers, composed of members W.T. Robb, Richard Bush, Len Arnett, and Jesse Armstrong, did clever work introducing many new features. The concert was enjoyable and reflects credit upon... Oh, is he also doing gymnastics, too? Because it's the tumblers. Tumblers is like another word for, like, gymnasts or, like, acrobats. Dang, he's like an entertainer. Okay, yeah, that's the same article. The Louisville A Wheel. The Dayton Bicycle Club will take a trip to Louisville today. They will start at 4 o'clock, taking breakfast in Frankfort and dinner in Louisville. Mr. Jack Seabury, the manager of the Lexington Bicycle Works, will set the pace with a safe guarantee, barring accidents, that the boys will get to the Falls City in 6 hours. The starters are as follows. Okay, yeah, he was in that. Yeah, again, he's showing off his bicycle skills. He kept at it because this is like 6 years later. Again, when he's 18. Okay, what's another one? Oh, and he's doing basketball at the YMCA too. He was a forward. Played at the YMCA gymnasium by 2 teams, captained by Dick Bush and Will Halban. And the lineup will be as follows. Dang. He was athletic. He's riding these bikes, and he's doing apparently like acrobat work. It feels like, or gymnastics. Okay, and then the next thing is May 1903. Is this another Splendid Athletic Exhibition? YMCA gymnasts give an annual exhibition. Yeah. So, and yeah, here they are listed again. The last number on the program was enjoyed most of all by the audience, it being a comic tumbling act by Jesse Armstrong, John Calvin, and W.T. Tate. Mr. Tate posed as a policeman, and Armstrong and Calvin played well the part of clowns. Wow. That's really cool, actually. I was not expecting... I mean... Yeah, I don't think I was expecting any, like, athletic necessary stuff. Like, athleticism like this. Like, and clown. He was a clown before working in a print shop. That's the same ad. He did it, it feels like. I mean, these ads go, like... Oh wait, this is 4 teams organized. The gold medal has been offered by Kings and Metzer for the winning team of a series of to be played between members of the YMCA basketball. Okay, so he's still doing basketball. Oh, and this is the that's like the team names. It's 4 teams, and it's the Ys, the Ms, the Cs, and the As. And he was on the A team. The gold medal was given in 1902 by... Oh, wait. The first game will be played... Okay, so this is them talking about the league. And then they're saying in the 1902 league, it was by a team that he was on. So he was on a winning team at the local YMCA. Yeah, so he was good. He was a good forward. A lot of... Hold on, wait, is this the same article? YMCA basketball game. An interesting game of basketball was played at the YMCA. The sides were... who were... this team was who were defeated by a score of 5-9. What were the scoring rules back then? 5-9. I'm guessing each basket was like 1 point. The other team is as follows: Jesse Armstrong. Okay, so yeah, he was on the winning team in this. It had to be like, I know. Okay, yeah, this is 1904, so this is still very early in like the rules of basketball. Let's see. What is this? A pretty party was given Friday evening by Miss Catherine Schneider at her home on West Main Street in honor of Mrs. Nellie Fugit and Lola Meredith of Jeffersonville, Indiana. The evening was most enjoyable. Games and music present on the program. Those present were... Okay, and he's... He's listed there. Okay. Wait, is this his marriage? Jesse Armstrong and Mammy McGarvey. That's him. Okay, so now we have an exact year and date. July 27th, 1910. Wow, so they were married. Okay, so they were married for over like 30 years. And like almost. Wait, hold on, because the. Almost 10 years earlier than like this. Because I thought they were married in 1920. So no, they were married like 10 years earlier. Because when was this one done? 25th day of April 1910, so just like 2 months before he, or 3 months before he got married. So that's why he's still living at the boarding house. Okay, and then is there a detailed thing about their marriage? No, that's another list of, just another list of the marriage licenses. The marriage of Miss Mammy C. W. McCarvey to Mr. Jesse A. Armstrong was solemnized Wednesday evening at St. Paul's Rectory. Reverend Father de... I'm not even going to try. Sorry. The only attendants were the bride's sister and brother, Miss Rose McGarvey and Mr. John McGarvey. The bride was attractive in a gown of white embroidered muslin with a pretty white hat. After the ceremony, the bridal couple went to their own house, a nice little cottage on Lexington Avenue, to begin housekeeping. Mr. Armstrong is a printer with the Transylvania Company, and his bride are a popular couple in whose happiness and welfare many friends are interested in. Wow, that's crazy. So no one from his family came to the wedding. Wow. I wonder, I mean, and then after the wedding, they didn't have like a party or anything. They just got married and then just went home. Which, you know, honestly, I kind of get it, but like, you would think, wow, okay. And this also confirms that, yeah, he's working for the Transylvania Company all the way back in 1910. And this is October 1910. Lexington Avenue. WD. Wait, what is this? Registered voter. Oh, where you vote. Okay. Right? Right, okay. It's just saying that he's a registered voter. Okay. Okay, and that's... Okay, let's try... Is he A. Armstrong? Okay, that's the one we already read. Jesse J. Okay, got nothing. And let's try AJ. Or no, sorry, JA. JA Armstrong. Just one more. It's never just one more with this. Okay, this is 1901. PD 17. Is this him? 2 killed, others will die. A small tornado in Land County demolished the buildings. The 3-year-old son of J.A. Armstrong. Okay, that's not him. Mr. J. Armstrong, the president of the Home Telephone Company, returned yesterday from the National Convention of Independent Telephone Men. I don't... 1901, he'd be 17? Yeah, okay, that's not him. That's a different J.A. Armstrong. It looks like, yeah, all these ones from 1901 are likely not him. Let's try this 1903 one. Executive Committee selects pairs. Or selects Paris, Jesus. Oh yeah, telephone. This is again the telephone company. Okay, so there is a J.A. Armstrong that's working for this telephone company, and so we know it's not him. We got to keep that in mind. Long distance lines, independent. Okay, yeah. That's also what's this one? 1906. Telephone companies. Okay, no, that's not him. Okay. Okay. So nothing there. Now let's do 1911 to 1920. Wow, nothing really at all during this time. I'm actually surprised. 1912, 1919, 1919. ED Veach petition filed. Petition of E.D. Viak of the Transylvania... Whoa, wait, hold on. Okay, yeah, this is him. This has to be him, because he works there. The petition of E.D. Viak, or Viach. Veach? Maybe Veach. Veek? Veach? Of the Transylvania Printing Company to have his name placed on the ballot as a candidate for commissioner this fall was filed with the county clerk, Thea Lewis, Saturday with a necessary number of signatures. The list of signers of the petition is as follows, and there he is. At a different address, though, I don't think we've seen. 566 Maryland Avenue. 566 Maryland Avenue. Okay. Hold on. 566 Maryland Avenue. Oh my god, he moved just... he moved just down the street. Like, literally just a few blocks over. Is that it? Oh my god, is it... Did we find one? Oh my god, that's it. Oh my god, look how tiny it is. Look how tiny these little houses are. It's actually really cute. Look at that. Yeah, and there was probably like a bunch of them back in the day. Like there's probably one here, another one here. There's another one right there. They're all the same. Oh wow, yeah, look at that. Oh my god, so we can mark that on our bingo sheet. We found a house. Okay. We found one house in the very end by accident because we just happened to see his name on that list. Deaths and funerals. William J. Porter. Okay, he was a pallbearer. They look like what you would assemble on a train landscape kit. I mean, honestly, yeah, they look very... I mean, they look very, like, pre-built, like, fabricated kind of style, you know. Probably, like... They probably were... Honestly, they probably were built like a kit, considering how they all look pretty much, like, pretty similar. Some of them, it looks like they probably made, like, some additions to. Like, and changed, you know, like over the years, different owners, but yeah. They're very cute. They look like a good, because this is 1912 that he's living here. So it's like only 2 years after he got married. So it's probably just like a good, like nice first house, you know, kind of place to live. All right, and this other one, 1919, William J. Porter. Okay, yeah, that's another thing. Wow, so nothing else from him during this time. Let's try Jesse A. Nothing. Jesse J. No. Jesse Joseph. No. J A. This one's from 1912. Mr. J. A. Armstrong was in Lexington Wednesday. I don't think... I don't think that's him because he lives in Lexington. Why would they advertise that he was in Lexington on Wednesday? If that's the case. So yeah, I don't think that's him, unfortunately. Hold on, I want to check something. What if I change it specifically to just Fayette County, Kentucky. Okay, still the same. I'll have it be the general county from now on, just in case like there's like other non-Lexington specific newspapers, but it doesn't look like it because I don't know. Hold on, how big is Fayette County? Is it just Lexington? Okay, yeah, it's basically just Lexington. The whole like Lexington area. Okay. I mean, hold on. And I think if I do just Kentucky... yeah, it doesn't look like... I'll do the general Kentucky one when we get... when we do look at the year that like the patent was filed. Because sometimes what they used to do back in the day is they would do patents by like the whole state. So when we do the patent, when we get to the year that like the patent was filed, which actually is coming up. Yeah, because that was in 1924. So actually, yeah, it should be in this next string of newspapers, possibly. It's also just crazy, like, how the last few people we've researched, because they were business owners, had like hundreds of like newspaper articles. It's very relaxing to just like have like, oh, in a 10-year span, only eight articles we have to go through instead of like 200, and majority of them are just like the same advertisement over and over again. Okay. So 25, they're all from, majority from 1925. What is this? Miscellaneous shower. Mrs. Smith Haggard and Mrs. Arch Williams were hostess for Thursday afternoon of a miscellaneous shower in honor of Mrs. Omar Carrier, a recent bride, at the home of Mrs. Carrier's mother, Mrs. Charles Comey. Cards were enjoyed during the hours, and a substantial supper course served. The gifts were presented the honored guest on a tray, and included many beautiful and useful articles. The guests were okay. So this is Mammy. Or yeah. This is Mammy. This isn't Jane or Jessie. February 6th. That's the same article. What's this next one? List of election articles. Following is a complete list of the election officers appointed for the city precincts. Asylum. James Slavin, DS. Jesse Armstrong, DJ. Wait. Following is a complete list of the election officers appointed for the city precincts. Asylum. Okay, so... Wait, is this continued on like another page? Huh. Apparently the amount of data we have on people then versus now is mind-boggling. Oh yeah, I mean... But the thing is, though, I feel like there is... The difference, though, is that the information nowadays is because so much is digital. It's way easier. It's, like, made with being able to search it in mind. With, you know, things like newspapers and stuff, yes, that is kind of like our only record we have of people. But, you know... There is possibly more stuff out there. There could be other newspapers out there that mention Jesse and many of the other people that I've researched before. But because it's not, like, you know, searchable, like, findable on, like, these search engines, I just don't know about it. Like, there is a possibility that there could be a different newspaper out there that isn't on this website that could have more information, or he could be, like, you know, references to him could be in an archive somewhere in Lexington. If he lived there his whole life, he might, you know, like, I'm sure if we, like, actually, like, took the time and, like, went through actual, like, marriage records, like, in, like, a Lexington archive, like, we could probably find his actual marriage record, or possibly even his birth record. But, you know, if that, depending on how available that stuff is, who knows if we'd be able to find it, which is why I'm a big proponent that digitization of these materials is so important. And not only having it be digitized, but also having it be searchable. Because yes, it's great to have it digitized so that you can look through it, but, like, it's not as helpful if you can't search it, because then you still have to go through everything. I mean, if these pictures we found earlier weren't digitized, you know, like, if the University of Kentucky didn't digitize this photograph collection, I would have no idea that they had this, you know? Like, and the fact that this could be, one of these guys could be him. We just don't know. That's the same thing. Okay, 1925, 1927. Oh, look at this. This is a reference to the old article. Because this is talking about a big basketball game was arranged on this date in 1902 to be played soon at the Lexington YMCA. The lineups were to be teams captained by Will Houlihan, composed of Jesse Armstrong. We found an article, I think, talking about this exact game. I think it might be... Oh, here. Yeah, it's this one. This is the article talking about that same game. So we have both the original article and the one referencing it. What is this one? This is 1928. James McCarvey. Okay, this is the death of his... Okay, this is Mammy's uncle. James McCarvey. Yeah, surviving Mr. Gravy are 2 nephews and 2 nieces. So he never married or never had his own kids. That's the same. And that's the same article. Okay. Okay, let's try other searches. Nope. 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 Oh, okay, here's something. We got some more stuff here. 1923. Help wanted. Wanted, men, women, for Central Kentucky. We have the best hosiery proposition on the market. We deliver and collect exclusive territory, prompt shipments. Call between 5 and 6 p.m. J.A. Armstrong, District Manager, 339 Blackburn Avenue. That's his address. That's him. Lexington, Kentucky. Help wanted. Okay. Huh, so this is him, like, trying to get people to work for the printing company he was working at. To be... Huh. Okay. That's in 1923. Wire fence checks car and occupants from Fallen Creek. A wire fence which prevented his automobile from plunging down a 40-foot embankment into a creek bed on the Georgetown Pike is believed by J.A. Armstrong of 339 Blackburn Avenue to have been means of saving his family and himself from serious injury or death. Holy crap. So he crashed his car, and the wire fence basically, like, kept the car from going over the cliff. Oh, that is scary. In company with his wife and 2 children, Mr. Armstrong late Wednesday afternoon was driving toward Georgetown when their car suddenly left the road, striking a stone marker and plunged into a fence down a steep hill. The car overturned and hung on the fence, which checked its flight toward the creek bed. Mr. Armstrong sustained cuts and bruises on the face, but is not seriously injured. The children and Mr. Armstrong escaped injury. The car was demolished. Okay. They say 2 kids here. 1925. Yeah, yikes indeed. I mean, thankfully they were fine, but that was 1925. But this is what I don't get. It says they have 2 kids. And when was this article? This article was from March of 1925. According to the census from the 1930 census, they have 1 daughter, Frances, who's 4 years old in 1930, meaning she was born in 1926, the year after the crash. But Because, hold on, according to... Yeah, she was born in 1926. Hold on. Do we have like a birth record for her? 1930 census, Kentucky birth index. April 8th, 1926. So did they lose? Did they lose both of their children by 1930? Because Francis wasn't born yet. That's okay. Maybe we'll find something, but I've found no other records that talk about other kids. Hold on. This is the same fence prevents machine from falling in creek. Car struck, overturned. Miss Armstrong injured and bruises. Children escaped uninjured. Okay, this doesn't say how many kids, but it does say children. Let's see. Lugo woman enters semifinals tournament. Nashville, Tennessee. Oh, okay. No, this isn't her. Mrs. J. Armstrong of Jackson. Okay, yeah, no, that's not her. That's not Mammy. April 11th, 1926. Oh, whoops. Good wishes for daughter. Mr. and Mrs. J. A. Armstrong have a good of many friends for their daughter, who was born last Thursday at the St. Joseph's Hospital. She is called Frances Wilhelmina Armstrong. Okay, that's Frances. Okay, we have proof that this is when she was born in 1926. Does this say... I want to see if it says anything about, like, siblings. No, okay. Nothing there. Hunter re-elected, Louisville, Kentucky. Kentucky's 29 delegates to the Republican National Convention at Kansas City were instructed to cast their votes for Herbert Hoover for presidential nominee at the state convention at the Brown Theater Thursday. Mrs. J. Armstrong of Shelbyville were named members of the state central committee from the state at large. Okay. I don't think that's her. Hold on, what is this? Wait. What? Lost 4 fingers? Loses 4 fingers. J.A. Armstrong lost 4 fingers from his left hand at the sawmill belonging to E.R. McGraw near Parksville. He was brought to the Danville and Boyle County Hospital immediately. Oh my god, he lost... If this is... 1928, hold on. Oh, we got ads starting soon, or going right now. I'll wait for the ads to be done. Before we continue, but I want to check something real quick while the ads are going. 1928. Which city directories? 1921. 49. Oh no, we know that they're living at 339 Blackburn Avenue. Where is... Danville and Boyle County Hospital. Hold on. Danville and Boyle County Airport. Okay, I mean, that's kind of far. That might be our guy, but I'm not... Hold on, if I get rid of... Just to check, if I get rid of the Fayette County and just do Kentucky, how many more are there? Okay, there's definitely more. Boyle County. Hold on. Danville, Kentucky. Okay, hold on. I think this is a different J.A. Armstrong. Because this is all Danville, Kentucky. Where is Danville? Okay, all the things of... Okay, so I think that's... Okay. I think the guy who lost 4 fingers is not our J.A. Armstrong. So serious accident a few weeks ago near this place. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's... I don't think this is our... I'll explain it again when the ads are done, but I'm pretty sure this is not our guy. Yeah, this is all Danville, Kentucky. This isn't our guy. Yeah, especially because we don't know what his initials stand for. This could be a completely different J.A. that we know of. Okay. All right, so I think ads are done. So if you missed it while you were in ads, I don't think this is not our J.A. Armstrong. This is a different J.A. Armstrong that was living in Danville County, which is a bit further south from Lexington. It would make no sense for our J.A. Armstrong to be there, especially working at a sawmill, because he lives in the middle of Lexington. He would not need a sawmill for anything. So yeah, so that is not the right guy. So I'm going to go back to, yeah, Fayette County. Mr. White entertains. Virginia White entertained Wednesday at the 12 o'clock dinner in honor of her son Charles White and her sister Mrs. J.A. Armstrong and Mr. Armstrong of Wellington, Kansas. Okay, this is also not the right J.A. Armstrong. That's the thing with initials, is that it's hard a lot of times to figure out who specifically they're talking about, so you have to be more careful and more critical of this stuff. Okay, this is the same situation. This is the same Charles White, and this is, yeah, Wellington, Kansas. Okay, yeah, this is not the right J.A. Armstrong. Stove older than U.S. of Parkville. Says he has a stove older than the U.S. Parksville. Where's Parksville? Oh, yeah, it's in that same... Okay, yeah. Not the right guy, not the right person. Okay. Okay, one last one from this era. Entertainment at dinner. Dr. and Mrs. J. Armstrong. Okay, that's definitely not them because he was not a doctor. Okay. Let's go back to Jesse. And let's change it to 31 to 40. Only 3. And most of them are from 1940. Wow. Wait, mother reunited with sons after 15 years. Hopkinsville, Kentucky. Mrs. Gertrude Moreland has been reunited with her sons, Frank and Jesse Armstrong, after not having seen them since they were children. Mr. Moreland and the boys' father separated, and she later remarried. After 15 years search, she was found through the aid of the Reverend H. West, a Nashville pastor. Okay, wait, so that's not our guy. Yeah, because Jesse doesn't have a brother named Frank, right? Also, the fact that that's not their mother's name. Their mother's name was Emma. So, yeah, that is definitely not our Jesse Armstrong. Okay, this is just a big list. What is this a list for? Oh my god, there's so many people listed. Why are there so many people? This is just a giant list of names. What is this for? Oh wait. Prominent names on Hialeah Club roster. Membership at the Hialeah Club number 352 for the January 10th to March 2nd meeting. Okay, so apparently he's a member of the club. Of that club. That is a huge list, but apparently he's part of it. Okay. That's the same article. Wow, that's it. For this entire 10-year span, that's it. A, no. J, No. Joseph? No. J.A. Armstrong? Wait, Dr. Armstrong. That's not the right guy. Ranger. Cases. J.A. Arms. Wait, is that Armstrong? Oh yeah, it is Armstrong. Where is this at? What county? Boyle County. Okay, no, that's not that's the other J.A. Armstrong. Ford's home entered. J. Armstrong, Parksville. Nope. Not our J.A. Armstrong. Thomas Andrews. I've got 2 daughters. Thought will be moved to the home of his niece, Mrs. J.A. Armstrong. Complete funeral arrangements announced. Flemingsburg. Where's Flemingsburg? Is that near? Nowhere. Oh, that's a very different part of Kentucky. Okay. Yeah. So not there. That is not R.J. Armstrong. Margaret Pryor. Charles Armstrong, youngest son of Fleming. Nope. Okay. Wow, he is not showing up anymore. This is a crazy, compared to our last few people that we researched, where it was like there was so much, it was overwhelming. That now there's like nothing. And the fact that it's like continuously the wrong people, the other J.A. Armstrongs. Oh wait, I don't even do, well, okay, I'll do 50 just in case, but he dies in 46. Oh, yep, this looks like, yep, that looks like it. Okay. Entertainment with farewell party. Mr. and Mrs. Thomas McFarland entertained Tuesday night at their home with a farewell party for their son, James Reed, who left for the Army September 3rd. Guests were, okay, and then they're Mrs. Jesse Armstrong. So just her, possibly. Yeah. I think that's them. I think it is them. Okay, and now it looks like we're getting, these are all December, all these December ones are going to be about him. So let's see what more we can learn about him through his obituary. Okay, funerals. Yeah, Jesse Joseph Armstrong, 62 of 339 Blackburn Avenue, a local representative of the Merchants Industries Corporation, Bellefontaine, Ohio, died at 6:30 o'clock today at his home after an illness of 4 days. A native of Lexington, he was a son of the late John and Emma Hall Armstrong and was a member of the St. Paul Catholic Church. Survivors include his wife, Miss Mamie McGarvey Armstrong, and a daughter, Frances W. Armstrong, both of Lexington, 2 sisters, Mrs. John DeWitt Arthur, Daytona Beach, Florida, and Mrs. Forrest Brownell, Lexington, and a brother, John Armstrong, Cincinnati. Requiem Mass will be sung at 9 a.m. Saturday at St. Paul Catholic Church, with the Reverend Father Joseph McKenna officiating. Burial will be in Calvary Cemetery. The body was removed to the DM Low Funeral Home, where it will remain until time for the services. Okay. Not really a ton of information about his life, but nothing that I feel like we didn't really already know. Let's see, does this obituary have anything? Local representative of that company died at his home after a 4-day illness. Requiem, St. Paul Cathedral, son of the late John Emma Hall, native of Lexington, member of St. Paul's Catholic Church. That's his wife. He is survived by a daughter. Yeah, all these people we already read. Pallbearers will be Harry Glass, William Logan, Bland Ballard Sr., Henry M. Hubbard, W.B. Warren, and Forrest Bronow. Body will remain at the DM funeral home until time of service. Okay. Not really, it's slightly different, but not really a ton of different information there. Also, this is like the first time we see that his middle name is Joseph. The illness will be sung at 9 a.m. Bar. Okay, this is, yeah, no new information with this one about him. Died yesterday. Well, at 9 o'clock this morning at St. Paul's Catholic Church. Okay, yeah, it's more of the same information. And yeah, more of this. Yeah, that's the same article, basically. Okay. Okay, and again, there's, yeah, nothing really different. Nothing really different from, like, that one compared to the other ones.
Underground fire.
Let's see. Let's see. Let's try, okay. And again, this is the first time we see his name referred to as Joseph. Yeah, because there's no Jesse A. Jesse J are just going to be these that we already saw. Jesse J and Joseph. Funerals. Yeah, these are all ones. Pretty sure we already saw this one, right? Yeah, we already saw this one. Okay. What if I change the county to just have it be Kentucky? Nope, same 4 things. What about J. A. Armstrong? And again, let me narrow it back down to Fayette County. Okay, and these are the other J.A. Armstrong died a few years before. This is Mrs. John Armstrong died in the hospital. Mrs. Emma Hall Armstrong, 71, of the Liberty Pike, widow of John Armstrong. Oh, this is his mother. This is his mother. So his mother died only a few years before him. Mrs. Emma Hall Armstrong, 71, of the Liberty Pike, widow of John Armstrong, died at 12:05 o'clock yesterday afternoon at Good Samaritan Hospital after a brief illness. She had been admitted to the hospital last Wednesday. A native of Fayette County, she was a daughter of the late Jesse and George Ann Cook Hall. She was educated in Versailles at Professor George Hunt's private school, Rose Hill, and was a member of Emmanuel Baptist Church. Dang, she was smart. She is survived by two daughters. Mrs. Forrest Bronow and Mrs. John DeWitt Arthur, both of Lexington, two sons, John Armstrong, Bath County, and J.A. Armstrong, Lexington, and four grandchildren, Francis Armstrong, Jolie Bronow, George W. Armstrong, and Thomas Nelson Arthur, all of Lexington. Body was removed to the residence of her daughter, Mrs. Bronow, 235 Forest Park Road, where it will remain until 11:30 o'clock Tuesday morning. Services will be held at 2 o'clock Tuesday afternoon at the W.R. Millward Mortuary Chapel. Reverend J.T. McNew, pastor of Emmanuel Baptist Church, officiating. Burial will be in Lexington Cemetery. Huh. Wow. Okay. So that's his mother. His mother died a few years before him. Yeah, that's the same article. And then a year later, the other J.A. Armstrong in Danville dies. And what is this? J. Armstrong. New telephones. Oh wow, just listing their telephone numbers in the newspaper. You know, as you do. That way everybody knows what your phone number is. It's crazy how much we value privacy now compared to that. This is from December 10th. Counting court orders. Oh, this is Mammy is doing some stuff. On own motion, Mammy Armstrong, widow, appointed and qualified as administratrix of estate of J.A. Armstrong, deceased. Bond $1,400. With Tully Lowe as surety. Okay, so she's handling the estate after his death. That's the same thing. What is this? Notice to creditors, administrators has been granted by the county court upon the following estates. Okay, so just more estate stuff for that. Okay. One more thing I want to check. I want to see if his wife, Mammy, has an obituary. I'll search J. Armstrong because I believe she dies in 1959? Yes, okay. So let's change this to 1959. Okay, so let's see. Jesse Armstrong. There we go. April 13th. Okay, here we go. Mrs. Mimie M. Armstrong, 72, widow of Jesse A. Armstrong, died at 2:04 a.m. Sunday at her home, 1732 Hatteras Drive, after a long illness. Ms. Armstrong was a native of Lexington and a daughter of the late Frank and Catherine Haney McGarvey. She attended the St. Catherine Academy and the St. John School here. She was a member of the St. Peter Catholic Church and the Altar Society of the church. Survivors are a daughter, Mrs. Reynolds Benson. Okay, so that's... Frances probably got married, and that's her husband's name. A sister, Mrs. Bland Ballard. A granddaughter, Barbara Ann Benson, all of Lexington. 5 nieces and 5 nephews. Services will be conducted at 9 a.m. Wednesday at the St. Peter Church by the Reverend Edward Murray. Burial will be in the Calvary Cemetery. The body is at the D.M. Lowe Funeral Home. or friends may call after 4 p.m. today. Okay, I think one last thing I want to try, because this was, okay, 1925. Okay, 1925. I'm gonna make it so that this is just Kentucky. When specifically was it approved? May of 1925. Okay, so we'll look maybe more in those years. Well, let's just see if there is anything specifically. Okay, we have these other ones that we've already seen, and that one as well. This February one. Oh yeah, the shower. Okay, we already saw that one. Okay, so it's not there. Nothing for... Okay, what about J.A. Armstrong? And again, it would be in after May. J. Armstrong to M.A. Cox 20. Okay, no, that's selling something. I'm looking specifically if there's any reference at all to the patent. J. Armstrong of Chicago. Nope. Two daughters. No, that's not talking about it. Okay, no, that's the wrong person. We already looked at that. Two course served two. No. Oh, that's the other J.A. Armstrong. Paralysis fatal for J.A. Armstrong, first president of the home telephone company, dies in California. Wow, okay, so that's... Wow, okay, so that's him. That's what happened to the other J.A. Armstrong, the one that was the telephone company guy. Okay, one... Okay, I'm gonna look up Spotswood Specialty Company. Spotswood Specialty. Okay, hold on. This one is May. System enrolled in program Progressive Drive. Names of the new members of the Lexington Board of Congress are Spotswood Specialty Company. Okay, no, that's not what we're looking for. That's the same article, and then there's this one. For the business, company is preparing to move from Harrisburg to Lexington. F.D. Spotswood is at the head of the business. Okay. Again, yeah, not him. Dang, okay, so we can't find the patent. The patent doesn't look like it's actually in the thing. Let's try 1938. Okay. I just want to see if, like, because if that photo that we saw of them at that fair. Let's contract with the promotion, the New York Journal. Toy novelties. No. Okay. It's not. Help wanted, help wanted. Chosen due to see game. Okay, yeah, no, that's not. I just want to see if, like, again, like those pictures ended up in the. Inventions, souvenirs, Citizens Bank. No, it's nothing. The other one was 1930. Yeah, nothing here that looks like it has photos associated with it. Yeah, nope. Wait, does it have the exact date that the photos were taken? May. Okay, so it has to be after May of 1930. Four industries considering city. Nope, not that one. Not that one. Not that one. I wonder what those. I mean, maybe those photos were taken for some like promotional thing for them. Yeah. Maybe 1931. This looks like an ad. Yep. Yeah, that's an ad for them. Yeah, this is. Oh, the rest of these are just that same ad. Okay. Okay, I think this is where we're going to go ahead and call it, because there's nothing else really left to look up. The only other thing we can do is mark obituary. Unfortunately, yeah, he didn't. I was hoping he would make more than one patent because it seems like something he would do, but apparently he didn't. Apparently he only made that one, and we couldn't find the patent referenced in the newspaper at all. Unfortunately, we were unlucky with that. But still, we found some pretty cool stuff. I mean, the fact that I love that we found these photos of the place that he worked at, and he, again, like I said, he could be one of these guys. That could be him, or that could be him, or that could be him. It's just, unfortunately, we don't have any other information, and we'll never know. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's still. I mean, compared to the last few people, we weren't able to find as much on him, but still found a decent amount of stuff. We know he's, we know he worked in printing, and that's why he, invented that he invented this monstrosity. Maybe that's why he didn't work there that long, because he he invented this, and he was like, actually, you know what? Never mind. Maybe we don't do this. But yeah, still a pretty good life. He had, he died fairly young, 62. But yeah, it looks like he worked just like a regular, he just kind of seems like an everyday guy. J.A. Armstrong. The most crazy thing, obviously, is this story with him in the car. But and again, the other kids. They had other kids before Francis. But what happened to them? We have no idea. We got nothing. Like, there's nothing else about them. No other birth records for them. Maybe, I don't know, maybe they weren't maybe they were transporting somebody else that wasn't their kids, like maybe nieces or nephews or something. I don't know. And maybe they just thought they were their children in the article. Who knows? It's hard to say, and honestly, we'll probably never know. But with that, we're going to call it for today. So let's go ahead. Let's go back to our office. All right. And yeah, so that's going to do it for today's stream, folks. Thank you guys so much for being here. This is a good one. This is a fun, chill one. Very chill, very casual. And yeah, so if you're new here, I'm not a professor, but you can call me Nap. We do these streams every Sunday and Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And sometimes I do Gorilla streams, just kind of whenever I feel like it. So if you want to know when I go live next, make sure you go ahead and follow. I don't think I'm going to be able to do a Gorilla stream this weekend. I think the next stream is going to be that Sunday. This Sunday at 6:30 p.m. As I mentioned before, we're going to be doing a fun new thing with looking at historic houses on Zillow. And then also that stream is going to be my last stream until December 3rd, because I will be taking the week off for the Thanksgiving break we have here in America. So yeah, I hope to see you guys there on Sunday. Also, check out down below, I also have my YouTube channel linked, where I just uploaded a brand new short on another research stream that we did, where we researched a woman who was in an old photo. So please go ahead and check that out. And let's see, I think that's pretty much it. Let's go ahead and raid somebody. And we're gonna raid. Let's go ahead and raid Kazu. She's a good friend of this stream. She was actually just here the other day on our last stream. And she's playing, looks like a cool little platform game. So let's go ahead and let's raid her. All right. And let me get the raid message. Get that all set up. For that one's for subs, and then one for followers. All right, there we go. And yeah, so that's gonna do it for today, folks. Again, thank you guys so much for being here. Hope you had a great chill day tonight, and hope you have a good rest or day of your evening wherever you are. And yeah, like I said, next stream will be Sunday, so hope to see you guys there. It's going to be a fun one, and like I said, it's going to be the last one for a week after that. So if you want to get your enough nap, your weekly's worth of nap, you got to turn into that stream. All right, have a good night, everybody. Take care.